Good afternoon and welcome to NTV News. I'm Siksha Sharma. Let's take a look into the headlines first. Four vehicles and a house buried in a heap of mud following Churikola floods of Kavre. No human casualties reported. UMS Secretary Tobhadur Maji arrested to be produced in court today. Arrest warrant issued against two others. Mobile device management system implemented from today to prevent misuse and grey market imports. Unregistered phones to go dysfunctional. Cyclone Mocha lashes coastal areas of Bangladesh and Myanmar. Over 1,300 refugee shelters damaged in Cox's Bazar. 5 fatalities reported in Myanmar. And Thailand's opposition parties surging ahead in vote count. Election described as turning point for Thailand that saw coups in recent years. Welcome back. Now the news in detail. 4 vehicles have been swept away in a mud flow following floods in Churikola in Roshal Rulu Municipality 9 of Kavre. One house has also been washed away in the mud and debris flow. Area Police Office Mangaltar said the house belonged to Chetra Bahadur Tamang was washed away in mudslide that occurred at around 9 p.m. yesterday. Efforts are underway to pull out 2 highest vans and 2 jeeps that are under heaps of mud. Mudslide also caused one-way obstruction in parts of the BP highway, the police said. Taking you to other part of the country today, where a couple died after being drowned in the Narayani River in Nawalparasi, Bardaghat, Susta East district. Som Bahadur Bote, aged around 55, and his spouse Bagari Bote, 50 years of age, of Madhya Bindu 2 Kholua, lost their lives after they were drowned in the Narayani River at Madhya Bindu Municipality 2, Nandapur, informed the Deputy Superintendent of Police DSP of Nawalparasi East, Santosh Pathak. The river has swept away the Bote couple away while they were crossing the river to pick edible wild vegetables at Chitwan National Park. They were missing in the river on Sunday evening and were found dead later on the same day, the DSP informed. Towards other development, where the CP and UMS Secretary and former Deputy Prime Minister Tobhadur Maji, who was absconding after an arrest warrant by Nepal police, has been arrested from Budhanilkantha of Kathmandu in the evening of yesterday. Maji has been arrested for his alleged role in a fraud of millions of rupees by duping Nepali citizens with the promises of sending them to the United States in the cover of Bhutanese refugees. It is learned Maji is to be presented in the court today. Earlier, Indrajit Rai, the advisor to former Home Minister Ram Bahadur Thapa, was arrested on charge of his involvement in the scam. Police have already made high-profile arrests over the alleged connections to the scam. So far, 13 people have been arrested. District Court Kathmandu has issued an arrest warrant against former lawmaker Angtaba Sherpa for his alleged involvement in scamming people, promising their migration to the US as the Bhutanese refugees. Sherpa is accused of fraud against various people and meeting with Sanu Bhandari, one of the main accused in the scam. Likewise, an arrest warrant has been issued against Pratik Thapa, the son of former Home Minister Ram Bahadur Thapa, for his alleged role in a fraud of millions of rupees by duping people with the promises of sending them to the US as the Bhutanese refugees. Meanwhile, the District Court Kathmandu on Sunday granted 4 days of extension to police to further investigate against 12 individuals accused of involvement in the fake Bhutanese refugees scam. The court granted the extension after the appeal by District Police Range Kathmandu to the court, stating that the investigation could not be concluded within the previously given deadline, said SP Sitaram Rizal. Police have so far arrested 12 people for allegedly sending off people to the US, identifying them as the Bhutanese refugees. The accused ones include some high-profile individuals, including former Minister for Home Affairs Balkrishna Khad and former Home Secretary Tek Narayan Pandey, among others. Police have the authority to launch investigation into the organized crimes, keeping the alleged ones in custody for about 60 days. It's been 50 days since the police nabbed the accused ones and launched the investigation. SP Rizal further added that they were preparing to submit a report to the Office of the District Public Prosecutor in coming 8 to 9 days. The office will thereafter after registered prosecution. Based on that report, police have so far received 20 complaints from 106 individuals in connection to the scam. The victims have complained that the fraudster fleeced altogether over 230 million rupees from them. And it's time for us to take a short break here. More news follows up next. Do stay with us. Welcome back to NTV News. Towards other development in the home front, where Nepal Telecommunications Authority, the telecom regulator, is implementing the Mobile Device Management Service MDMS. From today, the Nepal Telecom Authority has made MDMS registration mandatory for mobile phone sets brought in from abroad. The provision was introduced after the Department of Customs allowed foreign employment workers obtain a letter of intent for an additional set of mobile phone set. For following the provision, workers returning after at least 6 months abroad can bring along an additional set of mobile phone. However, this provision will not be applied to students and those on visitors visa. The Telecom Authority says the devices not registered with the MDMS system will not be functional. Foreigners, meanwhile, are required to register their mobile sets after a 15-day stay, and it would remain valid until the visa expiry date. A full meeting of the Central Committee of the Rashtriya Prajatantra Party RPP is kicking off from today at the party office in Dumba Rahi of Kathmandu. The 4-day meeting will discuss the current political situation of the country, election review of parties' provincial and district organizations, and national and international situation, according to party leader Raja Ram Shrestha. Party chair Rajendra Lingden and senior vice chair Ravindra Mishra are scheduled to present the political report on party's future action plan. The report related to the strategic and action plan of the party organization respectively. Similarly, reports related to the secretariat and finance will also be tabled. The party's full meeting earlier took place nearly 10 months ago. Water supply from Melamchi will be halted from today for 2 weeks for regular maintenance work. Senior Division Engineer of Melamchi Water Supply Project Padma Bahadur Kumar said the water supply will be stopped for 2 weeks as some equipment needs to be installed and maintained at the source and headworks of the project located at Helambu 1. Kumar said that the equipment is going to be installed and maintained so as to keep the project operational when there is a minor flood during the upcoming monsoon. And let's take a look into yet another break here. Stay with us for more updates. Welcome back to NTV News. Towards the international update, where a powerful cyclone has hit the coastlines of Bangladesh and Myanmar after intensifying into an equivalent of a Category 5 storm. Cyclone Mocha brought with it heavy rain and strong winds, leaving residents in low-lying coastal areas fearful they may lose their homes. More than 1,300 bamboo shelters in Cox's Bazar, the world's largest refugee camp, have been destroyed. At least 5 people have been reported dead in Myanmar. Landslides or floods are also hitting the area. Authorities say more than 500,000 people were evacuated from their homes in southeastern stretch of Bangladesh. Taking you to Thailand now, where Thai voters have rejected the military-backed government as 2 opposition parties appear to be set for coalition talks. Initial results show the Move Forward and Pheu Thai party surging ahead of Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha. The election has been described as a turning point for Thailand, which has experienced military coups in recent years. Prayut led the last coup in 2014 and sought another term in office. Move Forward is led by former tech executive Pita Lambarunath, will Petagon Shinawat, the daughter of former Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawat, is the Pheu Thai candidate. With 97% of the vote counted, a calculation by Reuters news agency based on data from the Election Commission of Thailand suggested Move Forward would win the most seats, followed by Pheu Thai in the second. Towards a runoff between President Recep Tayyip Erdogan and his main challenger looks increasingly likely after Turkey's most closely fought election in decades. Turkey's Supreme Election Council said Erdogan is on the 49.49% of the vote, with his rival Kemal Kılıçdaroğlu 44.79%, with nearly all the votes counted. If neither men secure 50%, there will be a second poll in 2 weeks' time. Erdogan has told his AK party supporters in Ankara that he is ready for a runoff poll if necessary, but believes he can still win outright. The election comes against the background of soaring inflation and in the aftermath of devastating earthquakes that rattled Turkey a few months ago. A quick look into the highlights of what's coming up next. With excitement in their voices, 6 bird watchers raised binoculars and scanned the treetops in a private sanctuary not far from Venezuela's capital, Caracas. At the break of dawn, the bird watchers left Caracas to take part in the Global Big Day, an annual worldwide celebration in which birders observe as many species as they can in a 24-hour period. Leading the group was Rosalina Albornoz, a 61-year-old bird guide who has studied birds in Venezuela for nearly 3 decades. Emotions were high as the group arrived in Amaranta Hummingbird House, a private sanctuary in San Jose de los Altos in the state of Miranda, where some 170 species of birds have been spotted. Time now for sports update. And with this, we've come to the end of the bulletin. To wrap up, a quick reminder of the top stories. Four vehicles and a house buried following Churi-Kola floods of Cabre. No human casualties reported. UMS Secretary Tobadra Maji arrested to be produced in court today. Arrest warrant issued against 2 others. Mobile device management system implemented from today to prevent misuse and grey market imports on registered phones to go dysfunctional. Cyclone Mocha lashes coastal areas of Bangladesh and Myanmar. Over 1,300 refugee shelters damaged in Cox's Bazar. 5 fatalities in Myanmar. And Thailand's opposition party is surging ahead in vote count. Election described as turning point for Thailand that saw coups in recent years. That's all for now. Thank you for watching. Have a great day ahead. Namaste.